Hi folks, and welcome back to Ark Survival Evolved. So, this episode is going to be another taming episode, but this one is a request. Because I've had some requests on how do you tame a Quetzal solo on the island. So, for those of you who don't know, Quetzals are essentially the giant birds of the sky. I'm not sure if they're quite birds, but they're certainly giant flying dinosaurs. And one of the issues with them is in the wild, they don't land. They just fly about up in the air continually and don't land. So they never come down low so you can trap them or tame them on the ground. So you have to tame them in the air. So on other maps, you have certain dinos, like for example griffins on other maps. In griffins, you can fly a griffin whilst shooting your weapon. So you could chase the Quets on a griffin, shooting them with your tranq darts. Later on, I think it's in the Genesis DLCs, there is a net gun that you can fire nets at things, which will then basically trap them in the net. They'll fall to the ground where you want to trap them. They'll be netted, so they're basically in a trap, and then you can knock them out while they're netted. But that doesn't exist in these maps. So on the island, one way if you're playing multiplayer is get one person to fly an RG, pick you up in their claws, so you're dangling below the RG. They can then chase the Quetzal on the RG while you're shooting from below. But solo can't do that either. So I'm going to show you a technique that I've used for years now, and it involves these grappling hooks. So we'll take, doesn't matter what crossbow we take, but one thing we do need is when you knock it down, it'll fall from the sky, and it'll fall from the sky potentially anywhere. So one of the things you need to do is protect it. So one of the best ways of protecting it is to put spiked walls down. Wooden spiked walls. Don't know what the difference between an S plus and a normal one is, so we'll just go with the normal one. You can get metal ones as well, but wooden will be fine, which just needs fibre, hide and wood. I guess you can make it. There we go. So let's make 20 of them. Oh, we'll need enough weight to be able to hold 16. 16 will do. Hopefully they'll get. Does the weight go down? Yeah, the weight goes down, so the crafted items is less weight than the materials required. No, packing rhinos just appear in the base. How did it appear in here? I guess that's the problem, is that the base area surrounded by the gates is actually slightly too big that things can still spawn inside it. Got some. Right, we'll put them on here. Let them craft up. Do I need anything else? I'll need. The Quetzals use exceptional kibble, as it's called. Let me just check my fridge. Yellow one. Exceptional kibble, yeah. So take that. We'll also take some narcotic with this. Let's take a stack of narcotic. So one of the things about the Quetzal is that its torpidity goes down really, really fast. So you might have to top it up to keep it asleep while you're taming it. If you don't have exceptional kibble, raw prime will do just as well. Well, it won't do just as well, but it'll do well. But exceptional kibble is the best kibble for taming them. Right, we've got our spiked walls, we've got that. Okay, so now we're going to take our fighter. And the next problem we have is finding one. So they are all up in the air. Like I said, they don't land. They do kind of tend to like spawn above the rivers. So the various river mouse up there and across there, down there. But yeah, you just gotta kind of fly about until you see one. So I'm going to go flying now, and I'll bring you back when I've found one. Okay, see you soon. Right, we've found one. Admittedly, it's not a very high level one. It's only level 12, but for the purposes of showing you how to tame it, this will do fine. Right, so the next thing we need to do is we need to land somewhere where we can still see it. So hopefully over here will be okay. What's that in the just close. Okay, nothing major. So we land on this cliff edge here. Right, what we need to do is we need to know about 3 commands, whistle commands. So if we go into your options and go to key bindings, the 3 options we need are, first of all, attack this target, which by default is set up to the full stop or the period key. The next we need to do is all passive, which is the semicolon key by default. And finally, the last one we need is the move to, which is the comma, which they're all the default keys, and you can assign them to whatever you want, but as long as you know what those 3 keys are: the attack, which is the period, attack this target even, passive, which is the semicolon, and move, which is the comma. Right, so if we resume, what we're going to do is put the crossbow. Oh, I've got the crossbow on me already. I'll jump off. It's actually getting a bit far away. It might actually be better to go over to that hill over here. It's coming quite low as well, which is good. Kind of looks like it's a way to go and land, but these things just never land. Actually, it's now. Where are you going? Because this is very close to the swamp, so I don't want to be getting off down there with capros and all sorts of stuff over there. I wonder if this will be close enough. We've got here raptors raging about all over the place. How close are we? Oh, it's heading into the redwoods. This is even worse. So yeah, Quetzal taming is a bit of a pain. That little outcrop there might do though. It's all about finding the right location, and then it's trying to get it down in a safe area. Alright, so where is it? That's perfect. Right, so we take the grappling hook and we shoot them into our bird, and then we find the Quetzal and say attack that target, and he will get us over to the Quetzal, but then we have to hit the semicolon to tell it passive before he actually starts attacking it. So just get us close enough like that, and then we will headshot. It'll then fly away, so we have to say attack that target again, and it will head off in that direction. I don't want to take it down inside the redwoods. No, reload, passive. Where'd it go? Can't see it because of the trees. Oh, this is not good. Can you, oh, there it is, there it is, there it is. Missed it. Move. There it is. So attack that target. Get as close again. The problem, because we're not hitting it, its torpidity will be going down. Oh, missed it again. Passive. Right. Shoot. And then attack to go after it. Missed. Because you're bouncing about on the passive. Attack that target. Passive. Oh no! My tank dart broke. I never fixed my gun from the last time. Oh, wait a minute. That's okay. Because we have two. Right, let me go get that guy. Get that guy. Get closer. Right. Can I remove... Oh, passive. And now it's got to fly away. Where did it go? That way. Right, let me see if I can do this quickly. So 5. Right, so we should now have trank darts in my second gun. Phew, that was close. So, lesson learned, always make sure you repair your weapons before you leave. For a taming mission. Right, headshot. Let's go again. Okay, that was lucky. Right, catch up with it. Right, it's now heading towards the volcano. Right, it's over the river now, so we definitely don't want it to go down in the river. Get away from the river, please. But I guess you can see the general principle here. We're flying underneath our Argentine, but you can't use the grappling hooks on the Quetzal itself, because the first one will go in, but the first time you shoot it and do damage to it, it'll then break the grappling hook as it flees, and you will fall. Right. Stop. Come on, go down. So you just stick it on your Quetzal. I guess you could do it with a Pteranodon as well, and obviously Pteranodons fly faster. I got bounced there just as I fired. Missed again. And it's down. Oh no, it's not down, it's just fleeing. I thought that was its falling animation. you've got to kind of keep shooting them, because obviously as soon as you stop shooting them, the torpidity starts going. Ah, it's down now. So now we do the move here to take us down to the ground. And then land. And then let go of the... C? That's it. Right, do that. Right, what have we got? Saber-tooth. So I think we're in a relatively safe space. We're actually okay, because it's on this slope, whereas the creatures will be on like these flatter grassy bits here. So I don't think we're actually going to need to put the spikes. But if it was on a flatter area, oh, there's an alpha raptor down there. I would be putting a ring of spikes round about it. Argentavis is just going to go for saber-tooth corpse. So just to be safe, I will then take that out. Right, so let's see if we can actually land here. So you can see how fast the torpidity is going down already. So let's put 2 of them on there. And what we can do is you can put some of this on, and then you just basically force feed it the trank, and this will start going back up. So let's put 10 on, and it'll take a little while for it to go up, but of course all the time it's going up. At that point in time, it's not going down. But as soon as it gets to the peak, it'll instantly start coming back down again. Of course, and I didn't take a cryopod with me to get this thing back home again, so it'll have to be a slow fly. Okay, it's still going up. It's not eating yet. How much food does it need for before it eats one of the kibbles? Kibbles are 85 food. So, yeah, pretty much any time now. Well, that gets to 35. Oh, and it was a 1 kibble tame, but it ate them both. Okay, right, so that is the basic process of how you tame a Quetzal. Obviously, if it's a high level Quetzal, it'll take more shots. Oh, I'm falling down the hill. Can I get back up to my RG? Whistle, whistle, follow me. Look at the size of that thing. Right, so now I have to fly this thing, and because they fly so slow, it's going to take forever and a day. Am I heading in the right direction? Yeah. So our base is basically, we're north of the Redwoods River here, so our base is basically right at the other end. Why am I in the shadows? Oh, because the sun is behind the volcano. Right, I'll fly off, take this thing with me, and we'll get back to base and we'll make a saddle for it. Okay, I'll see you when I get there. Okay, welcome back. We're back at base. I made the typical Ark mistake of I whistled for the Quetzal to go and land there, and of course that made practically all the dinos in the base all want to move over there. So this is the last one getting kind of rearranged back. Wasn't too bad because it was pouring a rain and it was thick with fog. What time is it now? So it's almost night time. So I wouldn't have been able to film anyway, but here we go. So it's starting to get night time, so we'll go in here. And we need to learn the Quetzal saddle. So there's 2 saddles, the normal saddle and the platform saddle. We'll just learn you need to learn this one first. Then at 97 you can learn the platform saddle. And that's made at the smithy. So what I will say is, when I used to use Quetzals, because the whole point of Quetzals is they have a massive carry weight. They can also have quite good damage. I used to use them for some fighting as well. And their superpower used to be, if they ran low on stamina, you just hopped off the saddle and stood on their body up in the air, and they would regenerate stamina. I have a feeling that they don't do that anymore, but we'll find out in a minute. But the trick back then was, you tamed yourself a low level Quetzal, you then crafted a platform saddle and made essentially an open-ended box on the saddle, and then you could use that to go and find a high level Quetzal, basically let it fly into the box on the back of your saddle, and then once it was in, you stuck up some walls to close off the box and basically trap the high level Quetzal inside the box on the back of your low level Quetzal. Then, so what does that need? So it's cementing paste, fibre, hide and silica pearls, so we should have all of them. So then once it was trapped in that box, you could hop off your one. You weren't using any stamina, so you could stay up in the air forever, and you basically knocked the Quetzal out inside that box and tamed it in the air inside that box. I believe, I'm sure I've seen a few videos recently, that doesn't work anymore, and if you try and do that, the Quetzal just flies like no clip straight through the box. So I'm not sure whether that works anymore. I don't think it does. But yeah, I tend not to use Quetzals anymore. After my breeding program on my Argentavis, I end up getting my lifter Argy, which ends up having pretty much the same amount of carry weight as what the Quetzal does. And so it's dark. Right, time is it? 4 o'clock in the morning. Let me just cut here until it gets daylight again, and then I will bring you back. Okay, welcome back. I've repaired my tranq rifle and my other rifle, which has now got a scope back on it, because you can't have a scope if you've got tranq darts. Okay, right, so it was a level 12, it tamed up at level 17. So yeah, it's 2000 health, which I guess is it's a decent health. 840 stamina probably isn't great. Already it has 880 weight with even at that low level. So yeah, if you get yourself a high level one, it'll be a lot better. Right, let's jump on it. So the big issue is they are slow. So okay, you can carry lots of stuff, but they're super slow. Right, let me go up here. Use up some stamina. Right, so you can see the stamina on the top right. If I then jump off and check the stats, yeah, the stamina is still going down. So back originally when we had Quetzals, as soon as you jumped off and stood on the saddle like this, that stamina would regen back to full again. So basically you never had to land, just like a wild Quetzal doesn't ever have to land. But there we go. I guess the other good thing about them is they can pick up, so just like a Pteranodon can pick up small creatures, Argentavis can pick up larger creatures, but not all creatures. A Quetzal can pick up much bigger creatures. I can't see anything here right now that I don't think it'll be able to pick up a Diplo. That's maybe too much. Let's try it and see. No. But there's creatures that an Argentavis can't pick up that a Quetzal can. There we go. We're almost out of stamina already. And this is me flying in sprint mode. So it's pretty slow. and that's me flying in normal mode. So let's land. Get some stamina up. No. Bugs. Right, is that enough to get me just over the fence? And we'll land again. So there you go. That is how you tame. Why am I looking straight at the floor? Can I look up? Not really. Yeah, that is how you tame a Quetzal in solo mode on the Ark. So we get a grappling hook, well, we find the Quetzal, we land somewhere within sight of it, fire the grappling hook into our Argentavis or our Pteranodon, whichever you're using, and then whistle it to go and attack the Quetzal. It will then fly towards it. Just before you get to it, whistle passive to stop it attacking. You can then shoot it, it'll fly off, whistle attack to chase it down again, and just rinse and repeat that. What you do have to be really careful of, and the amount of times it's happened, and it's infuriating, that you spend ages taming a high level or shooting a high level Quetzal, and then when it goes down, because you can't really dictate when it's going to go down, it'll just, you don't know what its torpidity level is, and when it goes down and lands in the river, under the water, and then will drown before you can actually get it tamed. Or it lands into a dangerous area, such as the redwoods, for example. They have a tendency to head towards dangerous areas, especially towards the end as they're getting torpidity. They kind of run towards 50-50 on the map and get into the middle. Oh, I'm in key mode. Let's see. So 50-50 is just over there, kind of on the edge of the redwoods in the black sands. And they go down and then will get eaten by a T-Rex or something before you can get down and protect them. So if you can get them down in a relatively safe area, get a ring of those spiked walls around them to protect them from being attacked by things. You'll probably need to feed them with narcotics to keep them asleep while you get tamed, and then tame them with the best food you can to tame them as quickly as possible. So kibble if possible, if not raw prime meat or mutton, even better. And then you'll get your Quetzal, get a saddle on it, and then you can start leveling it up and being your lifting bird. You can build a whole base. I've seen plenty of videos. If you put the platform saddle, I've seen whole bases on here. You can kind of surround it up from the top and the bottom, and fly about with your whole base on your back if you see fit. Never been much of a fan of platform saddle bases, but it's always an option. And you can also, or at least you used to be able to, they probably nerfed that, you used to be able to put like ballista turrets on the back of Quetzals and use them to fire the chain bolas or rocks. In Scorched Earth, you've got what are they called? The big stone creatures that you have to knock them out by firing like rocks at them with a cannon. So you can put a platform saddle on the back of one of these guys, put the cannon on it, and then fire at them from that. A few different options. As I say, I tend not to use it because I just, when I'm doing my breeding, my RGs, I breed a lifting bird. And so this one's got 1500 weight on it already, and I haven't really put many levels into this guy. It's only 206 compared to that one's 243. I'm not using that much. I just kind of fly up to the top there to get my metal. But there you go. That is how you tame a Quetzal. And it's the same process for the high level ones as it is for the low level ones. It'll just take you longer to do the high level ones. Okay, right. That'll do for today. Thank you once again for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please hit that like button, hit subscribe, and I'll see you in the next episode. Bye now.